Oh my goodness! What is up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector. Whew, man, I had a workout on that one. That was a heavy load. So I was perusing Facebook Marketplace, and I came across a seller who had like this cornucopia of DVDs, and usually someone who has this kind of quality stuff, and I put quality because some people might think this is garbage. That's fine. One man's garbage, another man's treasure, right? The old adage. But usually when somebody has this much good stuff, I feel like I have to drive to Indianapolis or quite a ways, which sometimes is worth the trip. Sometimes it ends up being a bus, and that's just the way it goes. But when I looked it up and I clicked on it, I was like, man, how far is this going to be to drive to really check it out? The dude was in the same town I live in. I couldn't believe it, small town Indiana. And I don't know, I didn't ask many questions. I just was like, are you getting rid of it? Because he had a cornucopia. Well, unfortunately, somebody beat me to, I guess, the entire collection. So some stuff that had been picked over. But shockingly, the stuff that I caught my eye was all still there. And so initially he told me over a message that he wanted $10 for like a grouping of 10 movie DVDs. And then for box sets, he wanted $10 too, or a minimum $10, maybe $5 on some of them. So I was like, I said, what he said he had left, I was kind of like, but it was across the street from my house. I cannot even believe it. So I was like, even if it's a complete bust, I'm not wasting too much time. 5 minutes, I could be in and out. That's what she said. So I was like, all right, I'll run over there and give it a look. And he had, like I said, a bunch of stuff I really wanted. So I'm going to get right into the stuff that I picked up. I got everything you're going to see here today for the total amount of $37. That's all I spent. I was in complete shock. So I thought so when I got there, he was like, $1, $3, $5. I was like, are you sure, dude? And he was, yeah, that's fine. I was like, okay, I'm not going to complain. So here it is. I'm going to do no rhyme or reason. I already went through everything. Everything's there. Everything's complete. Apparently he said either some of it's his collection, some of it he got from somebody else. Maybe that's what he was flipping it. I don't know. So anyways, first up is Planet of the Apes. This is the full screen version. This is the 35th anniversary. I was going to pass on it, but when he told me it was $1, I was like, I'll be your Huckleberry for $1. So I don't know if I hold on to this one. I might just turn around and flip it on eBay, on the bay. I'm not for sure. I do not like full screen. It does come with this little it's not a J card per se, but it's this person who took care of this stuff had everything. All the inserts, even some of the stuff came with the slip cover still. It was awesome. So anyway, Planet of the Apes. Next up, the Indiana Jones collection, all 4 movies. I know they're working on the 5th one, but I didn't have the specific box set. He gave me this for $3. Basically, all the movies ended up being $3. The box sets and the single movies were $1. So, like I said, or roughly around that. And then we worked out a deal that if he doesn't sell any more, or he sells a few more, he's going to message me, and I'll come over and he can give me a one price, and I'll buy the rest of it off him. Because, like I said, I'll just throw them on I'll throw them on eBay and roll the dice. Because he had some, some out of print stuff. Not anything super rare, I don't think. But a lot of the other stuff was kind of like, down the couple rungs of the ladder. So, anyways, Indiana Jones complete box set. Everything's there. I already checked it out. Really can't say anything about that. It's already been said. Next up is this was really cool. These Mill Creek box sets. So he had 3 of these all bundled up. So I thought he was going to give me $10 for 3 bundles because I'm going to show all three of them. But he said he'll give it to me for $5 for all 3. So I got the Midnight Movie Madness, and it has 50 movies. And as you can see here, it's like a lot of all these are going to show you. I'm going to show you is all like a lot of them are like what do you call that? What's the word? Like every public domain. Next up is Killer Creature Features. Right there. So each one, like I said, has 50 movies. And the last one is Mad Scientist Theater. I was just really surprised that, all this was, he was just, I was trying to like play my poker face when I went over there. I was like, oh, okay, there's some cool stuff here. I like it. Because I had $100 bail, and I went and made change because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to spend $100 on this guy's house. So I went and broke it up, and then when I got in there, I was like, ooh, I could probably spend, you know, at least 40 or 50. But then when he was giving me stuff almost for like next, but then I threw in 3 or 4 more movies, and then he just goes $37, and I'm like, that was what we already agreed upon 3 movies prior. Okay. I didn't question it. I just shook my head and nodded and go, yes, sir. Next up, this was like, to me, almost one of the best things about it. John Wayne film collection from 20th Century Fox. Volume 1 and 2. I was just like shocked. This has The Big Trail, Red River, Legend of the Lost, The Barbarian of the Geisha, Horse Soldiers, The Alamo, North to Alaska, The Comancheros, The Longest Day, and The Undefeated. I was like, whoa, wowzers. So a lot of his older movies, you know, when he first started out, and some of his bigger movies as he had gotten, you know, more of an established megastar Western guy there. But I was super, super pumped about that. Now, a lot of these, of course, I don't think come with any special features or commentaries or anything like that. A lot of these like box sets. But again, to have them all on DVD in one place, because I've been picking up a lot of his movies on Blu-ray and DVD, but they're individual. And sometimes, you know, the quality's not that great. But 20th Century Fox did this. I would assume, you know, that what you get for assuming, should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. In one moment, I'm getting parched. I'll drink my green tea. This was a cool one here. Beyond the Mat. So this is the director's cut, unrated. Again, this one comes with the insert and the movie itself. As you all know, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so of course I picked that bad boy up. That bad boy. You got The Rock, you got Terry Funk, got Mankind right there. This is a documentary of all documentaries almost, if you think about it. So, when it comes to wrestling. Next up was, boom, Spaghetti Western 44 movie collection. It has a little bit of everything on here. You have Dead for a Dollar, Dead Men Don't Make Shadows, Death Rides a Horse, Django Kills, Django versus Sartana, The Fighting Fists of Shanghai Joe, White Comanche, The Unholy Four, Minnesota Clay, Kilma, The Avenger, Kid Vengeance, The Manhunt. I mean, there's so many, you know, his name was King, Hate Thy Neighbor. There are so many on here. And I mean, I've been watching Mike Dag Films channel and kind of get caught up with him. And he's a spaghetti western super fan. And I know that if he watches this video, he's going to be probably pretty like blown away by all these films I got for $37. So I will be plenty busy in the next coming weeks, months, years, decades, centuries. This other one here, again, I was just like shocked. Mike had did one of these a couple months ago, and I was like, man, that looks so cool. He did a good job of explaining about the series. I had heard about it. I had seen it. I never watched it religiously, but I did know about it because it came on a lot in the 80s in like what do you call that, in syndication, I guess. And it is the complete series of Night Gallery. And he did a video about this, just like I just watched it yesterday. So when I saw the guy had this, the entire series, with the slipcover and the box with all the movies, all 3 seasons, I was like, what? I'm like, Mike would be so proud of me. So this is a shout out to Mike Dag Films. Go check him out if you've not seen his channel. He's a fantastic eBayer. He might be a great eBayer too, but YouTuber. And he's a cornucopia, a wealth of knowledge. These last ones are like I would say cherry, but these are multiple cherries on top of the sundae. This is the first thing I saw because it has a very unique color scheme on the box set, and that's one of the first things that drew me to the video or to the the Facebook post. So I was like, oh, I've always wanted that box set, and it's always been like by itself. At least back in the day, was like $40 or $50, and I don't know if it's out of print or it's readily available. But it is the Fly collection. I've been looking for this for years. I've always wanted this. I've only really seen The Fly back in the day. I never watched it religiously. But Vincent Price is like I'm a huge fan of Vincent Price. But you have The Fly, The Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly, and then the Fly Collection Disc of Horrors, which includes a bunch of special features and featurettes and all that kind of stuff. So, it was just like unbelievable. It's like in perfect shape. Unreal. I am so pumped about this box. I was like, what? And when he goes, I go, what? This is the very first thing I pulled out. I go, how much you want? He goes, and he was like, sounded like he was going to say 10. And he's like, I'm thinking 3. And I'm like, yes, 3 works. You got a deal. Let's put that on the stack. Let's start a stack, and we put it on there. And the next is mother load. We're talking about this cherry on top of cherry on top of cherry. I could not believe it when I saw all these and he had them all taped up, or had them all rubber band up. And this is the only thing I spent $10 on as a lot. He goes $10, and I'm like, well, one of these will be $10. And I got them all. And shockingly, 2 of them are still sealed. First up is The Mummy. Dude, this has The Mummy, The Mummy's Hand, The Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Ghost, The Mummy's Curse, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. And then there's a cornucopia of special features on the back of this. I cannot believe this. I've only had, I think, a Dracula one, the green box Dracula that had like the slip cover with kind of like the translucent like window. That's the only thing I've ever had. Maybe in Frankenstein also, now that I think about it. But they're the only 2 I've ever had. I still believe I have them. But I've never been able to track down the rest of them because, 1, they're really expensive usually. And I don't want them after they've been used and like abused. A lot of times the box is all janked up. There could be missing discs, scratched up, because those things are usually well loved. So it always was kind of hard to find them complete, unscathed. So getting this all for $10 all day long. Next up was The Invisible Man. This is The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man Returns. The Invisible Woman. Invisible Agent. The Invisible Man's Revenge. And Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, along with bonus features. And dude, guys, slip cover. This one comes with a slip. The Mummy did not. But almost all these movies all came with the original slip covers. They weren't like loose discs and loose cases. So there's The Invisible Man. Next up, Dracula. Dude, with the slip cover. This comes with Dracula, Dracula's daughter, son of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And there's the back again with all the special features. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 films in this box set here. Oh my gosh, I'm like so pumped. Next up is the Wolfman Collection. Here you have the Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Werewolf of London, and She-Wolf of London. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 films. Holy guacamole. From 1935 to 48, along with a bunch of special features. Man. Holy smokes. Next up is then this Frankenstein. This was just kind of like, I don't know, the person was like, oh, maybe I need this for my collection. But here's just the one and only Frankenstein release. I think this was just like a repackage from a previous release. Because if you look on the back here, I own this, or I used to own that one there. So I think it might just be a re-release or a repackage. But it has, again, a bunch of bonus features. I don't know if they're the same ones or they've been ported over or different. But here's another Frankenstein one here. And then here are the 2 that are still sealed. I was like in shock. Frankenstein with the slipcover, still sealed. I don't know if you can see that, but it is still sealed, never opened. This one comes with Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, The Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. 8 films. 8 films to die for, plus special features. I mean, guys, All day long, dude. I'll be your Huckleberry. Man. And last but not least, this is my favorite of all the monsters, the Universal monsters. If you have not seen it yet, you know, if you were waiting for it, you might be like, Jason, you got them all, almost, but you're missing one. But no, no. I do have it. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Creech. This is Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, and the creature walks among us. And this is sealed also, never been opened. There is the back. I could not believe it, guys. So I got all these movies I just shown you. I mean, we're talking about, we got action movies, we got science fiction, we have horror, we have mad scientists, we have classic Universal, we have creature features, we have television shows, we have westerns, we have man in ape costumes. I mean, we just have it all. All for 37 American dollars, dude. This was like a Christmas miracle after Christmas. So, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the movie my movie review, or I guess my movie pickup video. I just literally walked in the door with it, so I'm still jittery with excitement, as you can tell. But let me know how you think I did below. Have you seen some of these movies? What are some of your favorites that I have? Have you ever wanted to see some of them? Do you think I did well with the score of these, or did I get taken advantage of? Or did I get like hosed? And you're like, Jason, you're such an idiot. And you're like, yeah, that's probably right. What's your thoughts about the movies I picked up? And I'm looking forward to hearing your innermost, deepest thoughts about this video. And I would love to hear a response down below in the comments. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And my excitement just knows no bounds. I'm going to go watch a movie. Bye.